Hello, friends. My name is Wanda Sifke, and I am the secretary for the board here at CALM, Crisis Aid for Littles and Moms. What I want to talk to you about is a little bit about VenYou201, which is our event space we have for meetings and different functions for the community. And we use all of the proceeds that we get from the rental for this place to help defray expenses of the CALM house and the CALM property. This has been a venue that will seat 100 people, up to 100 people whenever there's not a COVID crisis going on. And it also has a small kitchen that is, I call it a caterer's kitchen, because there's not a stove and an oven in there, but there's a refrigerator, a nice big refrigerator, and microwave, coffee pot, and a separate area so that caterers can have their food there and you can have an event in here. We've had a number of events in here. For instance, we've had Music Mondays. About 6 or 8 different musicians have come in, and during this COVID crisis, we were able to provide that as a feature or as a service, not only for musicians, but also for our community as they are in their homes and they're not able to get out, and so they can enjoy a little bit of music. We've had a variety of music. You can see all of those actually on our website, which is at VenYou201.com, and on our Facebook, which is VenYou201. Either of those places will get you to see more of what we have here, what we offer, and a little bit more about what we have been doing. Another thing that we have done during the COVID crisis here is to offer our space free of charge for vendors to come in and do a craft fair. It was a small craft fair because we were mindful of social distancing, but we were able to get 8 vendors in here and have something that was a diversion for the community, and it also provided a place for the vendors to be able to sell their products. Another thing we did is we had back to school supplies. We collected donations for all of our kids in the community, and we ended up providing over 100 bags of supplies, not only to the students as they came here, social distancing, but also to the schools directly. Took it to 2 elementary schools, and they were very, very happy and appreciative of that. Another thing we just did is had a small jewelry show that provided an avenue for our vendor to be able to sell their products, and the proceeds that she gained from that goes back into CALM. She's donating this. This is the 3rd year in a row that she's done this for us, and we're very appreciative of that. Next we have coming up is a scavenger hunt. This is a scavenger hunt by car, maintaining social distancing. But it's also an avenue for us to gain some funds from the donations, and we will be recognizing our first responders at that event. So first responders can come and eat free barbecue sandwiches and different things that we will have. All the proceeds again go back to CALM. So one of the other upcoming events for VenYou201, which is going to be in November, is our featured speaker, and she's going to be talking about her experience with human trafficking. Human trafficking is a big issue that has been coming to the forefront of not only us here, but at the federal level, as they are just allocating more money to try to combat human trafficking. That's going to be in November the 7th, actually. And then in December, we have Santa coming. Santa's going to come, and we're going to have pictures with Santa. And that's going to be on December the 12th. That's a Saturday afternoon from 1 to 3 here at VenYou201. Again, this is just another way of using the resources that we have and providing them as a service to the community. A couple other things that has to do with the COVID impacts. As you can imagine, not being able to rent this event space, that's one impact of COVID. Another is, like I think Ms. Grace mentioned, different procedures in the house where they have to wipe their shoes, the masks, buying additional supplies, taking showers, all of those things to try to help prevent the spread of this. In addition, we just have authorized as a board, the purchase of a couple of air purification systems that would go on our air conditioners that would hopefully help stop the spread of any kind of diseases, not just of COVID. But during this time of the COVID, we did shut down. That was one of the impacts of it. We did shut down, so to speak, as far as taking new moms in for a couple of months. We maintained the ones that we had, but we were not able to take any additional ones in because we weren't sure of the risk of what would happen of bringing new people in. But we have been able to open that back up. We have had, part of our impact too has been reducing the amount of fundraisers that we've been able to have. Our one big major fundraiser for the year happens every April. Well, April this year, we were under COVID, so we were not able to have that. We improvised a little bit because we were able to figure out how to do an online auction and be able to offer those items that had been planned for the actual fundraiser to do that online. It turned out very successfully, but it just wasn't quite the same as getting together with everyone and having a good dinner and having a good time. But that was one of our impacts. So it's what we have planned for the future. Not only is getting these air purification systems for our air conditioners, but also we want to cover our front porch. The front porch of Calm House it's nice because it is a nice porch, but it's not covered. So it would be nice to have that covered so that we can get in out of the rain. It is quite a distance from the street to the front door, so it's anticipated that cover needs to be about 8 feet wide and 14 feet long. That's one of those things that we have planned. Another is to cover the back porch. There is a back porch back there, but it is not covered. So right now, there is no place for the moms and the kids to play except inside. And it would be great to have an additional place for them that's covered out of the rain and out of the hot sun, because it is on that side, and be able to go outside and enjoy it without getting so hot. Another thing that's going to come up is repaving our parking lot. And then we're not talking about a huge parking lot, just the one that's right along the street where our house is located. But thankfully, we've had a lot of people coming in and out, volunteers. Thank you, volunteers. But we're needing to be able to repave that because there's a lot of holes in that parking lot. And then another thing that's going on with Hurricane Sally came to mind is the need for a generator for the house, and also maybe a little air conditioner that we could put in one of the windows to help with the heat, because those hurricanes typically happen during the hot summer. And it would be nice to be able to have that so that we wouldn't have to pay again for a hotel room, which is what we had to do this time. And so that is a need that has come up. And then for all the food that was in the refrigerators that we had to take out because it was all ruined. So those are some of the impacts that have come up, as well as some of the new things that we see for the future. There's always something going on. There's always a need. And we appreciate everyone that really helps us out. The community has been great to support us in all of our fundraiser efforts and providing donations. And we just wouldn't be able to make it without them and without our volunteers. So thank you all for what you do for crisis aid for littles and moms.